Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another React Native video. Today we'll be looking at the home screen of my chat app Nebula. And as you could see here, this is the first screen that you'll be redirected to after you have signed into the app. And yeah, so here are all the users who have signed into the app. No, here are all the users who have accounts who have an account in this app, and here you could just search up a user, uh, for example here, and after clicking on here on a user you could just let me load up a chat that is not empty, and you could just after clicking on a user you could just load up the conversation you had with them. And yeah, so here you could so the user who has sent you the latest message will be uh, on top of the list, and here's the latest message of from that user, and the what do you call the 100 messages from that user, the count of the 100 messages from that user, and uh, the time period of the latest message sent from that user will be shown here. And yeah, so that's it for the chat tab. And when it comes to the stories tab, uh, here are the stories that have been posted by all the users, and if you just click on story here, and you could see like the what do you call the picture and the caption that has been shared by the user. And yeah, so here by clicking on this button you could just also uh, share a new story. Let me just do that. And okay, just copy this and paste it here. Okay, the story has been shared successfully. And okay, there are a couple of warnings here because this hasn't been optimized yet. And you could see like the caption, yeah, I just shared. And yeah, so that's it. That's like the basic rundown of what's going on here. And let me just explain like how I did this. So as usual I have used a native base here. So to use native base you just have to wrap all your components except for the safe area view inside native base provide a JSX component, and I have used a linear grade component to uh, give a nice gradient background. And yeah, so for the as you can see on in the first row you could see like the profile picture of yours of your account and the title, home, and here you could see like the sign in button. And yeah, no, so not a sign in button, sign out button, sign out button. Here you could just sign out from the account. Okay, let me just sign in back to the account. So as you can see here, these are all on the same row because I have used horizontal stack component from native base. And yeah, and on the okay, and on the second row, I have put a search bar here. And first I have used input element, input native base component, and I have given like a placeholder, a background color, uh, specified what the font family would be, and the font size, and the font color, padding left, width by percentage, and height, and border radius. As you can see, the borders are round. And I have also used input left element prop to give give an icon inside the input element, input JSX component. And yeah, so this is the icon that I have used. So this is the vector React Native vector icon, which I have installed as a library. And yeah, so this is before so these all these the first and the second row is on the first and the second row are on top of the tabs. So here I have specified the tab component by tab view. So here's the library that I've used, React Native tab view. And yeah, so I have given like what do you call index and routes parameters. And let me find the UI of the first tab. Okay, so here's the UI of the first tab, and here's the UI of the second tab, the stories tab. Now first let me explain. First we can look at the what do you call chats tab. And as you can see, I have used like a flat list here to render all the users, and I have given all the users from a useState variable called users, and all the users are given to here as an array. And yeah, so this is loaded from the server. The array is given the array is passed to here from the server. And as for the styling, so I have wrapped all the components inside a touchable highlight because I want to highlight when I click on a user here. And yeah, so I have given like a image, user's image, and first name, last name of the user, and the message of the latest message from that user, the time, and the 100 messages from that user. If there are any 100 messages, this would be the count would be shown here. And yeah, so each time an item is clicked, the user, yeah, each time an item would be selected, you would be navigated to chat screen, and as parameters you would be sending the user. I mean, I will talk about this in the other video, the chat video, the video explaining about the chat, so no need to talk about it here. And yeah, so that's it. That's like that's for the first first tab. And when we look at the second tab, so here's the code for the second tab, and I have I have also used a flat list here to indicate all the all the statuses from the users, or all of the status from the users. And yeah, so and I have given the status as a state variable. So and this the UI of the status is so here's the code for the UI status, and I have wrapped all the components inside the pressable here. And when click on when you click on the item, you would be navigated to the status of that user. So here's like the so when viewing the status, you will be navigated to another screen. So here I have used like a library to enable this UI, enable rendering this UI. So as you see, like you could like just swipe to navigate to the statuses from a single user. And what's this? And to do that, so the library that I have used is called React Native Image View. And yeah, so I have passed like an array of objects of images. And yeah, so I mean the video duration is too long just now, so here's like the code here. And now let me go to the backend here. So let me just go to the function here. Okay, so here's the function. So here's the function that loads all the users of the app. And yeah, so let me go to this file. And so here's the backend code. So basically what is happening here is that user you get like if you look at if you have watched the previous video, I have told you that when a user signs in, the details of the user will be stored into the async storage. So that information is retrieved here from the async storage, and that text is converted to a JSON text, and that text is passed to the server via post request. So two values are passed to the load users.php file. The first one is a JSON text containing all the information from the user of the currently signed in user to the app. And the second one is this value. So the text that would be typed into the search bar. And yeah, so if nothing if nothing was typed, this would be an empty text, so that wouldn't affect how the query works at all. So yeah, so the other important thing that I've done here is that I have ordered all the users such that the user who has texted who has sent you the latest message, it will would be appeared at the top of the list. And yeah, so here, so this would give us a table. If the query is executed, this would give us a table. So you need to retrieve individual rows from this table. And so that wouldn't be enough at all. You need to also I mean there are like the other ways to do this, but I have used like basically what you need to do is that you need to specify what you want to pass here. So a profile picture URL should be passed here, and the first name, last name of the user should be passed, the latest text message should be passed, the time the message was sent to the user should be passed, and the unread message count should be passed. So this value should be passed. So, and you need to do this for all of the users. So the best way to do is like to create objects for each individual users and push them into an array and encode that into a JSON text and echo that text. So that's what I have, like that's the basic summary of what I have done here. And yeah, so that explains the backend part of loading the friend list. And let me get, okay, so here's the function that that is used to load status from the server. So I have sent like a get request for the server to load all the status, and so also I have echo JSON text here. So the same logic is done here. So each individual text, each individual status is temporarily stored in a object in a PHP object, and that object is pushed into an array, and that array at the end would be converted into a JSON text. So that's that. And you need to so the status object contains like the URL of the image, like the source, the added date, width of the image, height of the image. So this is like the width, height of the image, caption, and yeah, so I think I have explained all of the backend, I think, as much as I can. And yeah, so okay, I just forgot about a part here. So this is like a icon called fab floating action button, which is a native based component. So I just forgot to mention that. So the thing is that this button is always positioned here, so that's like a small UI part, and by clicking this button you could just add a status. I just also forgot about this part. Okay, let me just give you a quick rundown here. So to send a status, okay, so this is like the UI for that. So I have used like a linear gradient here and an image, the image, and yeah, so a text area component to get all the, so text area is a native based component. So and yeah, so okay, let me, okay, so this is the function that is used to save status, and so this is the function that is that sends the request to the server to save status. And if all if this status has been saved successfully, this navigates back to home. And I think I have covered a lot from this video. So okay, so I also forgot about this. So when you load like a flat list, each time a flat list is rendered, the item for every item the function re-renders. So by using use effect and passing an empty array, this function, the load friend list function, is only rendered one time, only called one time. And yeah, so that is also used for this the function that is used to load all the status. And I hope I haven't missed any important parts. I hope not. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you next time. Peace.